Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
It is cold and rainy as we take a live look over downtown Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you're going to need the coat and the umbrella if you're heading out this afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Peggy Finnegan.
And I'm Gordon Lesh. Channel 11 has also gotten several reports of fallen trees today. This is video from our traffic tracker this morning along Freeport Road in Harmer Township. You can see an emergency vehicle there pulled over next to some fallen limbs.
The rain and cold will really make you wonder when the nice weather is going to finally return. Maybe we can ask Scott Harbaugh when that's going to happen.
I'm going to beat on that. It's not today, though. We got cloudy skies, that drizzle out there. We are actually talking wind chill at noon today in the middle of October. Here's Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. Notice most of it is pretty light right now. This is down in Snowshoe, West Virginia, where a lot of folks like to go skiing. They picked up a dusting of snow early this morning. There's also some snow being reported in Preston County, Garrett County, and Somerset County. Not much in those immediate areas, but just an early sign that winter is on the way. Drizzle right now across the area. Not much more than drizzle. It's nuisance type stuff. You'll need your windshield wiper in a couple of spots. Live look at tower cam. Just gray conditions right now. Temperature currently 44 degrees. Wind chill 37 with those scattered light showers across the area. Wind gusts are going to stay about 23 to 27 miles per hour rest of the afternoon, so expect wind chills to generally stay in the 30s. We're going to try to creep back to 49 this afternoon with the showers dwindling later today. I'm updating Storm Tracker right now to pinpoint when those raindrops are finally out of your neighborhood, plus a much better weekend forecast. I'll have that for you coming up in about 15 minutes.
Developing at noon, a door to the city-county building shattered, and now police are trying to figure out who did this.
Channel 11's Liz Kilmer is live downtown, and Liz, police say they're now looking at surveillance video.
Yeah, that's right, guys, and we want to give you an important update. The door is back open. For several hours this morning, the Grant Street entrance was closed, but you can see now that door that had been shattered has been boarded up. And then the big question right now, police are trying to figure out what or who caused this. Now let's give you a look at video from this morning. Here's what things looked like when that door was shattered. One of the glass doors to the city-county building here, somehow just with a big gaping hole. Now, there was a sign out front directing people to the Ross Street entrance, and within a few hours, crews had cleaned up the glass, boarded up the door, and then hung up caution tape. As far as we know, there haven't been any disruptions to operations inside, but until about 10 this morning, people couldn't go in through Grant Street, and they were curious as to what caused this.
It's never happened. I've been in the Grant building for over 35 years. I've never seen this happen.
And I reached out to the mayor's office, to a county spokesperson, to see if they had any information. I was, however, referred to Pittsburgh police. Right now, last check, they just say they're working to figure out what exactly happened. They're reviewing surveillance video. The latest update, they actually believe this may have happened last night between 6 and 11. Of course, we'll work to get the very latest for you, and I'll have more in a report coming up at 5. Live downtown, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
All right, thanks, Liz. A woman is in critical condition after she was hit by a car in Point Breeze. Police say she was outside the crosswalk on Penn Avenue when she was hit last night. It's not clear if the driver stayed on the scene, but police say they are still investigating.
And new details at noon on safety concerns in the Penn Hills School District. We've learned students will be getting a lesson on safe travel practices after 2 students were hit by cars in just 2 days. The district says that the discussions are being held by K through 12 teachers in age-appropriate ways. They are also asking that families continue these conversations when the students get home today. On Tuesday, a 13-year-old boy was hit by a car in the parking lot of Linton Middle School. Police say the driver was going the wrong way. We talked to a relative of the boy. She didn't want her face shown, but thought it was important to speak out.
I know you may be in a hurry to go to school or work or whatnot, but there are children here, and just put the phones down and be alert and pay attention.
And a 6-year-old student was hit yesterday morning while crossing Frankstown Road to get on the bus. Police say the bus driver told them that the red lights on the bus were activated. The driver of the car, however, says that is not the case. Meanwhile, the first student we told you about who was hit is okay. The second is under the care of a doctor, and both of those accidents are under investigation.
A live look now at Pittsburgh International Airport, where thousands of travelers leave their cars when they go on a trip. But what happens if you never come back to get your vehicle? well, it might be put up for an auction. And there is one coming up this weekend. Channel 11's Mike Holden joins us live now in Moon Township. And Mike, they're offering up all sorts of things out there.
Yeah, not necessarily just cars, but when you drive to the airport, you typically drop it off. You have a master plan. Someone comes back and picks it up. But if you leave it behind, eventually it is brought right here to this massive garage. It's a huge empty space. And airport officials say they've had this mapped out for a while, all different types of makes and models. And if you bid enough, one of these can be yours this weekend. Now, the Allegheny County Airport Authority is auctioning off all these cars. We're talking 15 abandoned vehicles that will be up for grabs and sold as is. Each car was left behind in the airport's parking lot, and there is a wide range of makes and models. We're talking a 93 Ford Tempo all the way to a 2015 GMC Sierra Denali. Airport officials say after a car has been left in the parking lot for 45 days, it is reported to Allegheny County Police. If they can't get a hold of the owner, PennDOT takes over and reaches out to the title holder. If nothing comes from that, the cars are put in storage and eventually auctioned off here. Some of the cars' owners have either left them behind for various reasons or because they didn't want to pay too many fees.
You know, sometimes we can't get a hold of the owners at all, so we don't know what the story behind it is. Sometimes the fees and the parking fees and the storage fees are so high that people just think it's not worth it to come back and get their cars.
I've never thought of that in my life. There's actually cars here. I thought people just, you know, rent cars or park them here.
Okay, you heard it right there. So sometimes you may not have thought about it, but the auction is this weekend. Some of the cars are as is, okay? Not all of them. And the doors open up here at 8:30 in the morning. The auction actually technically starts at 10, but that's not the end of this story. Coming up on Channel 11 News at 5, we're diving deeper into the details behind this story, including some other random items you can bid on. We'll show you that starting at 5. Reporting live in Moon this afternoon, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Changes are being made in the Woodland Hills School District to address concerns about student and staff safety. Dozens of teachers held a demonstration before last night's school board meeting. They have a lot of concerns, from violence to classroom sizes. They say students get into serious fights with each other and with teachers, and are even vandalizing the school.
We've got classrooms that are overcrowded. We have discipline issues. We have student safety issues.
We're bringing back the peaceful bus monitors. We're bringing back 12 of them for the elementaries, 4 per school.
And the superintendent says a student intervention team is also being developed to work with teachers who have concerns about student violence.
Happening now, 400,000 students in Chicago are out of class today because of a teacher strike. The teachers union went on strike at midnight after contract talks with the district broke down. 25,000 teachers are off the job, pushing for smaller class sizes, raises, and more support staff. Chicago is the nation's 3rd largest district. This is the union's 2nd strike in the past 7 years. New at noon, another raccoon captured in Allegheny County has tested positive for rabies. The health department says it was found near the 1000 block of Clifton Road. This is now the 25th rabid animal reported in the county so far this year. There have been 18 raccoons, 5 bats, and 2 cats.
Happening now, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Vice President Mike Pence are in Turkey to push for a ceasefire in Syria. They're meeting with the Turkish president just one day after President Trump said the U.S. has no stake in defending Kurdish fighters. Keir Simmons reports from Turkey.
High-stakes meeting between Vice President Pence and the Turkish leader, a meeting with little chance of success after President Trump himself undermined their position with comments yesterday.
Our soldiers are not in harm's way, as they shouldn't be, as 2 countries fight over land. That has nothing to do with us.
The Secretary of State saying he will call for a ceasefire, but there is little chance of that on the ground in Syria. Turkish forces fighting street to street in urban conflict. Reports now of more than 200 civilians killed and Turkish artillery firing on Syrian towns. The one leader in the world who appears to have a command of the situation, President Putin, as America's relationship with Turkey, a key NATO ally, is in crisis. Russian forces said to be trying to hold the line to prevent this conflict from escalating. President Erdogan says after this meeting he may head to Moscow for a meeting with President Putin, meanwhile responding to President Trump's call for a ceasefire by saying, "We never will." Keir Simmons, NBC News, Ankara, Turkey.
We're learning more about Pittsburgh's plans to host a visit by President Donald Trump. We told you yesterday at noon that he'll be the keynote speaker next Wednesday at the annual Shale Insight Natural Gas Conference at the Convention Center. This is video from 2016 when Trump spoke at the conference. Protesters were out in force earlier that year when Trump campaigned here. Pittsburgh's public safety director says protests will be a consideration, but not the only one.
Traffic problems will probably become somewhat concerning in the afternoon. That's our understanding as to when he will arrive here in Pittsburgh and depart a few hours later.
Pittsburgh's public safety department will meet with the Secret Service to work out the security plans.
Breaking news right now. Police are on the scene of a shooting at a Family Dollar store in McKeesport. Channel 11's Aaron Clark joins us live from the scene on Versailles Avenue. Aaron, what's happening there?
Well, as you can see behind me, there are several marked McKeesport police cars in the parking lot here, as well as several unmarked cars. Now, we rushed here when we got reports of a shooting here at this Family Dollar on Versailles Avenue. We're told by a witness that this happened around 11 o'clock today. There were several people inside the store when this happened. The victim is described as an older man, older than two younger men or boys, that fired and then ran out of the store. We're told that someone who was in the store at that time actually chased those two men up Versailles Avenue, but lost them somewhere by the Crawford apartments. So there is still a search at this time for two suspects. Now, we are told by a resident who lives in this neighborhood, who works closely with police, that that person who was shot, possibly shot in the torso, was life-flighted from this area, but we have no word on the condition of that person at this time. Now, we do have calls and emails out to county to find out what is going on here, and we will keep you updated on air, online and social media, of course, when we find out more. So stay tuned to Channel 11 News, and we will bring you the latest update when that becomes available. For now, reporting live from McKeesport, I'm Aaron Clark, Channel 11 News.
Pittsburgh mayor weighing in on the possible sale of the Pirates, how he says he would help if the owner put the team on the market.
First Shell, now ExxonMobil is looking at our area for a new petrochemical plant. What this could mean for job seekers and local colleges.
You're watching WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. Avoid scams, save money, and find great deals. Top consumer advocate Clark Howard. Weekdays at 8:30 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. on WPXI.
Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life,
whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Pittsburgh's chief meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
Shell's decision to build an ethane cracker plant in Beaver County is having a ripple effect. ExxonMobil is now looking at the Pittsburgh area as a potential site for a petrochemical plant like Shell's. That would mean even more new jobs. Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca talked with one of the local colleges training those people for those careers.
Beaver County may be getting another plastics plant. That's according to Channel 11's partner, the Pittsburgh Business Times. Sources tell them Exxon officials have been scouting Beaver County for a spot to build a plant, and it could be similar to the Shell cracker plant that's currently under construction. Pam Grove, CCAC's coordinator for Manufacturing and Technology program, sat down with Channel 11 today and explained why the boom in plastics in the Pittsburgh area.
I think it's an incredible catalyst for growth in southwestern Pennsylvania. This is the only area that's being developed like this in the Northeast.
There's no exact location yet, but according to the Pittsburgh Business Times, the company is looking for flat land along the river. An Exxon spokesperson told Channel 11, ExxonMobil continuously evaluates its global portfolio of businesses, depending on fit with its overall strategic business objectives. If the plant is built, Grove says the industry could grow even larger.
Because we have a pretty robust base of plastic manufacturers in the state already and in southwestern PA, are hoping that will attract additional manufacturers to the area.
Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
Bed bugs have been found on another local student. Our partners at the Trib learned that a bug was found yesterday on a student at Penn Middle School in Penn Trafford. Exterminators searched the school and did not find any more. Just a day earlier, the Uniontown area school district said a bug was discovered at Lafayette Elementary. A letter sent home to parents said the school was being treated and that there was no evidence of a bigger problem. But it has been a tough month for this type of problem. We told you a few weeks ago about bed bugs in the Steel Valley School District and the Laurel Highlands School District. Those schools were immediately treated. If you're worried about bed bugs getting into your home or you think you may have found one, we have put together a list of things to look out for and some treatment options on WPXI.com. Meanwhile, a Michigan teenager has found a creative way of dealing with bed bugs at his school. He has started wearing a hazmat suit to class. The student has to wear that suit because his grandmother is a nurse and she cannot risk bringing bed bugs to her job. So she gave her grandson a choice. Either wear the suit or change clothes in the garage every day before coming into the house. So he keeps the suit in his backpack. When he gets home, he's not allowed to bring that inside.
Nobody's fault that our school has it. It just needs to be taken care of.
Because of state guidelines, students cannot skip school for this, and the school will not be shut down.
Vaping and cannabis took center stage today at a policy summit involving several U.S. governors. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf has said that he is in favor of legalizing recreational marijuana here. Today's summit also included the governors of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Governor Wolf says it's important that regional leaders are on the same page when it comes to marijuana.
We need to bring this into the open. We need regulation. We need to make sure we're protecting public health, public safety, but that's regulation, not prohibition.
We told you yesterday, State Senator Jim Brewster wants voters to decide on marijuana legalization. He hopes to put it on the ballot by next year.
New at noon, Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto says he would lend a hand if the Pirates owner wanted to sell the team. According to our partners at DK Pittsburgh Sports, the mayor made the comment yesterday on Reddit. A user asked if Peduto could, quote, help to wrestle control of the Pirates away from Bob Nutting. The mayor responded, quote, saying he would have to want to sell the team. Forbes, by the way, has listed the value at $1.2 billion. If Nutting would be interested in selling, I would work to find the investors to meet his required amount. Nutting has not said publicly that he has any interest in selling the team.
You're
your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
Gray, more like November than October outside today. Storm tracker Doppler 11 radar fairly quiet. We have some very light, fine drizzle across the area. Not much more than that, but a lot of cloud cover around, and that's keeping the temperature down. We started the morning on Channel 11 Morning News with temperatures in the low 40s. We've really gone nowhere. 43 in Franklin right now, 45 Butler, Pittsburgh 44 degrees. Some semblance of at least a little bit of warmth down toward Morgantown, close to 50. But look at Deep Creek Lake, 34 degrees. There have been a couple reports of some flurries in the higher elevations of the mountains, but not many. Storm tracker is fairly quiet this afternoon. Most of the action off to the north and east of Pittsburgh with some sprinkles and some light drizzle. Now, Storm tracker is very optimistic about us clearing out, but if there's one thing I know from being born and raised around here, now forecasting weather back here for about 15 years, northwest flow this time of the year off the lake means you're not going to clear out anytime soon. So expect the cloud cover to hang in there tough today, tonight, and even into tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning, we're fairly quiet, but still some clouds to start the day. Here's the temperature forecast rest of the day. We're going to try to make it up to about 49 this afternoon, but then a slow trend downward again. So by 10 o'clock tonight, 44. And that breeze is going to stick around for the afternoon hours and into the evening. And even late tonight, enough of a breeze to give us a little wind chill tomorrow morning. If you're heading down to Hinesville for the Light the Night Walk, Catherine Armento will be down there this afternoon and this evening from Channel 11 Morning News. A lot of clouds, breezy, stray sprinkle or shower, but most of the evening should be dry with temperatures in the 40s. Down to 39 overnight tonight, but that wind chill first thing tomorrow morning as you get ready to step out the door. Wind chill of 30 in Washington, 32 Pittsburgh, 33 in Greensburg. Tomorrow we'll make it back to 54 as clouds give way to some sunshine during the course of the day, but not cobalt blue skies tomorrow. That will come on Saturday. That's my pick day of the weekend. Actually, Sunday's my pick day of the weekend, not because it's the better conditions as far as sky condition goes, but it's going to be a little bit warmer than it will be on Saturday. Mostly sunny Saturday, 62 for the high temperature. Sunday, some afternoon clouds. Otherwise, another really good-looking day and a high temperature of 68 degrees. So all the fall festivals around the area, perfect weekend for that. A lot of us from Channel 11 will be at Zoo Booth, the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium. Stop out, say hi. Weather looks perfect for the weekend. 5-day forecast for your weekend. Always in view. We continue the warm-up into Monday, although there could be a couple of afternoon showers. Most of the area fairly rain-free and a high temperature of 72 degrees.
A woman murdered in her home more than 25 years ago.
The evidence her son wants investigators to take another look at that could finally crack the case.
And here's a lesson in never letting your car run out of gas, the unbelievable chain of events that landed a driver in jail. News at 5, covering more news in Westmoreland County. This drew a crowd. A helicopter hovered over the Susquehanna River to remove a crashed airplane. You can see the heavy-duty cable that's tied around the aircraft. The chopper flew the small plane to the Harrisburg airport. It will be disassembled there. It went down about 2 weeks ago after losing power. 2 people were on board, but not seriously hurt.
A Westmoreland County woman is expected to have her gas turned back on today after her house was hit by a car full of marijuana plants. Police say they spotted a car stopped on Barnes Lake Road in North Huntington Township. The car was out of gas and the driver, Lamar Kincaid, was trying to push it. But Kincaid lost control and the car rolled down the hill and sheared a gas line, then came to a stop against a house. And this is what police found in the car: 29 marijuana plants, some 4 feet tall.
The whole front yard, because the car is so close to the front door, the whole house smelled like it for hours.
Police say 3 other people who were in the car ran away and they have not yet been caught.
New dash cam video. Look at that. Yeah, dash cam video showing a state trooper in Idaho getting hit by a car. Police say he was taking pictures for a crash scene investigation when a tow truck plowed into another car at that intersection. That car then hit the damaged car, which then hit the trooper. Luckily, he was not injured. The tow truck driver was issued a citation.
Barely phased there. A hit and run ends with 2 women held at gunpoint near the Rivers Casino. How police were able to get there so quickly.
Patchy drizzle, wind chills in the 30s. I'm tracking when the rain will finally stop in your neighborhood.
You hear us say Channel 11 News 11 at 11 all the time.
But this is what it means.
It means you get 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
It means we deliver breaking news, local news happening now, and details about what's happened since 6.
All before the first commercial.
11 at 11 means I'll track storms and bring you your first look at weather before the first commercial.
Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Watch tonight.
Forecast now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
An act of road rage near the Rivers Casino. Channel 11's Aaron Clark found out why a man told police he pulled a gun on 2 women.
It was just before 2 o'clock this morning when police say 24-year-old Jamal Daly sped to this intersection, chasing an SUV he claims struck him about a mile away. According to a criminal complaint Channel 11 obtained, at the light, Daly jumped out with a gun. Would you expect something like this to happen around here?
No. No.
Within moments, though, Daly was surrounded by cops. If you've ever been to Rivers Casino, you've probably noticed that Pittsburgh police patrol the casino perimeter. Well, according to this criminal complaint, it just so happens that one of those officers was in the area and witnessed the entire ordeal. That officer immediately grabbed his gun, called for backup, and started to approach Daly, who was now in his car, and 2 women who had jumped out of the car being chased. When more officers arrived, they found a pistol and bullets in Daly's car. A further search revealed a live round next to the SUV he was chasing. Daly says the women swiped his car in Manchester and he followed to get their info. He claims he pulled his gun for protection when they jumped out. But that patrol officer and surveillance video from the casino shows he walked up to the SUV with gun in hand.
I don't think anybody would normally just do that. There had to be something else going on other than just that.
Though Daly is licensed to carry that gun, police say his actions were reckless. He's facing a handful of charges, including simple assault. Folks walking the area say this scary ordeal worries them, but
something like that could happen anywhere.
Aaron Clark, Channel 11 News.
Rivers Casino did help police out with surveillance footage, but a spokesman told Channel 11 the incident had nothing to do with the casino.
Cold and rainy afternoon in the area. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Scott Harbaugh joins us now.
And Scott, when can we finally expect things to dry up and maybe warm up?
We'll get to warm up after today. It's going to be a slow progress to get that warm up going before we get to the weekend this afternoon. Patchy drizzle, light showers, storm tracker, Doppler 11 radar, fairly quiet, but the cloud base is so low and the drizzle is so light that a lot of it is not even being detected by radar right now. Not a lot out there, but keep in mind, going to run into a patch of drizzle in a couple of spots this afternoon. It is chilly for a mid-October afternoon. Normal high temperature today would be 62 degrees. Nowhere near there today. 43 right now. Greensburg, 46 in Beaver. Pittsburgh, 44. Factor in the breeze, and it feels like it's 36 in Greensburg right now. Current wind chill in Pittsburgh, 37 degrees. I do not like talking about wind chill in the middle of the month of October. And this afternoon, not much of a warm-up. We might see a peak of sunshine southwest of Pittsburgh by 5 o'clock. Most areas won't see the sun until tomorrow, so I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint when that sun's going to come out, plus how much of a warm-up you can expect for the weekend. I'll take you day by day. Coming up in 15 minutes.
Man is charged with stealing from a home days after the owner died.
I'm not no criminal, okay?
You were charged with burglary, robbery.
So what?
So what, he says. Joseph Fisher left court pretty angry. Police say that he broke into his neighbor's Garfield house after she died and stole family heirlooms. He told police that he thought the house was for sale or just abandoned.
You don't break into nobody's house, regardless if they're there or not, and I just hope he deserves everything that's coming to him.
When confronted, police say Fisher apologized for taking the woman's belongings.
New details in the case against a man charged with killing a Westmoreland County police officer. Prosecutors say the suspect was a drug dealer, and that's why he opened fire when the officer tried to pull him over. Ramel Holt is charged with killing New Kensington police officer Brian Shaw. In court, prosecutors say they have the murder weapon, and it was used by Holt during a previous drug deal. They're asking the judge to use the gun and drug history as evidence during the trial, and a judge could make a decision on that next week. Officer Shaw was killed during a traffic stop 2 years ago. Holt has maintained his innocence.
Pennsylvania's Auditor General is calling on state lawmakers to help save lives in the fight against opioid overdoses. Eugene DePasquale is asking lawmakers to legalize fentanyl test strips. Right now, they're illegal in Pennsylvania, but DePasquale says they can alert drug users if a drug contains fentanyl. DePasquale says in 2017, there were more than 5,000 overdose deaths in Pennsylvania. Fentanyl was present in 67% of them. DePasquale also says costs related to the opioid epidemic is equal to $2,000 per person each year. These 2 men under arrest accused of using an abandoned house to stash a lot of drugs. Channel 11 was there yesterday when Robert Plant and Ralph Smith turned themselves in. We told you they were wanted after police found $200,000 worth of drugs, including 40 bags of marijuana, in an abandoned house along Green Street in Aliquippa earlier this week.
He survived after being shot 3 times. Now he's on a mission to get guns out of his community, and he plans to do it through sports.
I really believe I got a second chance at life.
A few months ago, Jameer Dutrell was shot while shielding his 9-year-old niece from random gunfire in North Braddock. Now he and his friends are bringing back the Team Braddock Project. It's a group aimed at giving kids after-school opportunities.
When you keep busy and have practices or whatever you're doing, school projects or in social clubs or whatever, you can keep busy and keep your focus on something positive.
Twice a week, kids can sign up for sports clinics at the Braddock Carnegie Library, and if they come early, they can also get tutoring.
A new online campaign asks you to fight hate for good. The Anti-Defamation League launched the site as a way to honor the victims of the Tree of Life shooting. They're urging all Americans to participate in one meaningful act in the coming days. That could include anything from volunteering to posting messages of support. They also say you can talk to young people about the consequences of hate or sign a petition urging Congress to support the Domestic Terrorism Prevention Act. The campaign is called 11 Actions for 11 Lives in honor of the 11 people who died last October when a gunman opened fire in Squirrel Hill. We will mark that awful day in a little over a week. The city is planning several memorials honoring the victims, ending with a memorial service next Sunday. An explosion at a Pennsylvania refinery forces a company into bankruptcy with hundreds of workers laid off.
Why experts now say the devastation may have been preventable.
This is truly one of the most brutal killings.
The search for answers still remains for one family whose mother was murdered 26 years ago. 11 investigates a puzzling case gone cold.
Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
It's been more than a quarter of a century since a 74-year-old woman was brutally murdered in her home.
And to this day, the question of who did it remains unknown. Investigative reporter Rick Earl digs deeper into this cold case and a son's mission for answers.
It sure doesn't get any easier. I mean, 26 years is a long time, but it's still there, and we're still pushing to get answers. Just never give up.
For 26 years now, Dan Coyle has been fighting for justice for his mother. On July 16, 1993, 74-year-old Stephanie Coyle, who lived by herself in this house in Arnold, was found stabbed to death. In 2011, we spoke with forensic pathologist Dr. Cyril Wecht.
This is truly one of the most brutal killings I have ever experienced.
We also talked with Arnold Police Chief Willie Weber 8 years ago. He was one of the first officers on the scene.
There was items in the house that a normal burglar would have took. No ransacking of the apartment whatsoever.
There wasn't a fight.
It looked like she kind of surrendered, said, do what you want to do and leave me alone and get out of here.
At one point, Weber said police were closing in on a suspect, but that didn't pan out. No one has ever been charged with the crime.
I never believed 26 years later we'd be sitting here like this, still, unsolved. But when I given up, I'll just keep whatever I can do, I'll do, will do, and keep at it.
Coyle has continued to press investigators. Several months ago, he convinced them to recheck DNA that was found at the scene of the crime.
It's been presented to the lab, Greensburg lab, I guess, and as of this day, I don't know anymore. Don't know if it's even been looked at. Is it in line? I don't know.
But that could solve the case.
It could. It actually could. So why wait? What are they waiting for?
For years, Coyle posted signs in Arnold urging anyone with information to come forward. We found one still on a utility pole, even though it's been several years since he put them up. And on the 20th anniversary, he says the cash reward grew to $90,000. Over the years, Coyle says, he's gotten anonymous calls and visits from strangers who say they may have information. But so far, nothing's led to an arrest. Coyle says he'll keep on pressing investigators as long as he's able.
And he's going to take one person to step forward, like key information, and then hopefully they'll take care of it.
Rick Earl, Channel 11 News.
I hope they solve it.
Yeah.
It's about to get a lot easier to take money out of your 401k fund.
Why our consumer advisor says the government wants you to spend that money.
A couple sprinkles, a lot of clouds, and a big chill in the air. I'm tracking when we're going to turn the corner and feel a little more like October.
You're watching WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand. That's a game-winning touchdown.
He's going all the way.
No one covers high school football like Channel 11. Skylights on WPXI, sponsored by Chapin Luhana Injury Law Firm. Fridays at 11:15. Watch The Wendy Williams Show, weekdays at 11 on Channel 11.
Outback Steakhouse is considering using artificial intelligence to improve customer experience. The chain is testing cameras discreetly placed in the lobby to track long wait times, the cleanliness of lobbies, and the number of customers who leave without being seated or greeted. The developer of the technology says it can help correct blind spots. No word yet if this will include any of the 4 local franchises. New rankings show Pittsburgh making progress when it comes to rats in the city. Orkin just released its top 50 rattiest cities list. Pittsburgh came in at 22, 4 spots down since last year. Chicago was first on the list for the 5th year in a row. The rankings are based on the number of new rodent treatments between September 2018 and this year.
It is about to get a lot easier for you to take money out of your 401k, but should you? Consumer advisor Clark Howard explains why his answer is absolutely not.
Starting January 1st, there's a new benefit that comes with 401k plans that I think is rotten terrible. It's going to be much easier for you if you want to grab money from your 401k as if it's a piggy bank that's just there whenever you want it, to spend that money. The reason it's a new thing being offered is to try to bring more tax money into the federal government by having all kinds of penalties, interest, and taxes you have to pay. It's a hardship withdrawal that eats up your wallet every which way. Just because you now can do this so easily from your 401k, don't be tempted. Don't do it. The whole idea of the 401k money is to be there for the long term for your retirement. I'm Clark Howard.
And you can see more from Clark Howard on our streaming app by searching WPXI on Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV.
Business owners in Washington County are fed up with a string of smash and grabs. Surveillance video captured a man stealing cigarettes at this gas station on Jefferson Avenue in Washington last night. They say he may have been involved in another burglary just 5 hours later. Businesses and police say this is just the latest crime. In a separate case, police arrested LaShawn Davis for a series of smash and grabs along the same street. Police say he broke into the wine and spirit store and a beer distributor. Davis is in the Washington County Jail today.
Public safety was the focus at a meeting last night between Pittsburgh leaders and residents. The goal was to inform the public about different safety services, like the Department of Public Safety and the 311 Service Center. Mayor Bill Peduto talked about the possibility of creating a new police station so officers can better serve communities.
We need to create a new mechanism to serve the needs of those entertainment, hospitality districts, as well as maintain a level of service for the residents in the neighborhoods.
And speed bumps were also brought up as a safety measure. These talks will continue in the Public Safety Zone Council's monthly meetings.
New details now on a devastating oil refinery explosion in Philadelphia. A new report says thousands of pounds of deadly hydrofluoric acid escaped into the atmosphere after the massive blast in June. Investigators say a pipe that broke and prompted the explosion was nearly worn all the way through and should have been replaced long before. 5 people were hurt in the explosion. The damage to the refinery was so bad the company declared bankruptcy and started laying off workers back in August.
A local man has pleaded guilty to stealing more than $1 million from the South Hills church where he worked. Daniel Ryder admitted taking the money from Westminster Presbyterian Church in Upper St. Clair and using it on vacations and Pirates tickets. A judge ordered Ryder to pay back $1.2 million to the church. Meanwhile, his wife is also accused of taking part in the theft, and she stands trial next year.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is about to begin a Facebook Live on free speech. Zuckerberg says it will be, quote, the most comprehensive take that he shared about his views. Facebook has come under fire for allowing misinformation to spread on its platform. Zuckerberg has been called to testify before Congress several times about Facebook's role in the 2016 election meddling scandal. That speech begins at 1 on his Facebook page. We're getting our first look at the spacesuits that tourists will wear on flights to the edge of space. Under Armour and Virgin Galactic just unveiled these images. Each spacesuit will be personally tailored to each passenger. The suits will have cushioning for safety in zero-gravity conditions, and the fabric is designed to keep in body heat. Commercial flights are expected to start next year at $250,000 a ticket.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Peggy's going twice. Storm tracker Doppler 11 radar right now. A couple sprinkles out there. A lot of cloud cover. You'd think there'd be more rain, but really not much going on. Live sweep through Washington and Greene counties right now. And as we go through the afternoon, more cloud cover than anything else. We're used to this drill. Northwest flow. It's not going to be cloudy till April, I promise you. But with northwest flow, you get a lot of that moisture off of Lake Erie, deposits clouds in our area. There are some breaks in extreme southwestern Pennsylvania down toward Greene County, skirting into Washington County as well. And that's where it's a bit warmer at this hour as well. Notice the difference in the temperatures. 42 in DuBois right now, 47 in Pittsburgh. Cloud cover thicker to the northeast. Get down to Wheeling, 49, but Zanesville in the 50s right now. I think Morgantown will squeeze out in the mid-50s by late afternoon. So here's what I'm tracking for you. Kind of a blustery, raw day today with temperatures in most areas staying in the 40s. Tomorrow's going to be chilly, but at least we'll be stepping in the right direction. Oh, this weekend looks nearly perfect for the middle of October. A lot of stuff you could do this weekend across the area with all the fall festivals in Zubu, and weather is going to cooperate. Wind gust forecast over the next 11 hours. Winds will ease a little bit, so if the kids have some soccer this evening or maybe some practice this evening, it won't be quite as breezy by the time we get to 6, 7, and 8 o'clock this evening. High temperatures today, 53 in Morgantown, only 49 in Pittsburgh. Butler topping out at 46 degrees. Want to hit the night walk tonight? Take a small umbrella just in case, but for the most part, just a lot of clouds and a bit of a breeze. Temperatures dropping into the mid-40s. The wind chill will generally be in the upper 30s this evening. Actual air temperature overnight drops to 39 degrees. Again, a stray shower this evening. Most areas will not see rain. And then tomorrow, we at least recover into the 50s for everyone. 54 in Pittsburgh tomorrow, Greensburg 54, Butler 51 degrees. Weekend looks good, as I mentioned. Zubu this weekend. Got plans on Friday during the day, clouds in the morning. Sun starts to break out during the afternoon, and a pretty good-looking afternoon as well. Weekend forecast temperatures begin to warm up Saturday and Sunday by a couple degrees both days. 62 for Zubu on Saturday, 68 on Sunday. Of course, a lot of us will be out at the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium Saturday and Sunday. Come on out, say hi. Lots of events to take part in both days. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. 62 Saturday, 68 Sunday. The warm-up continues into Monday, although Monday could be a couple showers later in the day, and a high temperature of 72 degrees. Don't get used to 70s because the 50s return again by Tuesday of next week.
A pizza shop in Pennsylvania is dishing out pizza with hemp leaves on it.
Personal reason the owner is so passionate about the cannabis plant.
everything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
Pizza shop in Johnstown has created a pizza with a unique ingredient. The owners of Pizza Mia's has created a hemperoni pizza. It has leaves from a hemp plant. The owner started researching hemp when his 2-year-old son started having seizures. Doctors asked him whether he ever looked into CBD therapy.
And I keep telling everybody, it's not marijuana. It's healthy, not high. This is hemp. It's CBD. It's got 50,000 uses. Google it. It's not going to be on every pizza. It'll only be on the hemperoni pizza.
There you go. John Jennings says the hemp has helped his son with seizures, and it also helped John when he broke his hip. A New York woman who was born with a missing leg is giving back to other young girls with the same condition. When Chloe Newman found out Mattel has a line of Barbie dolls with prosthetic legs, she wanted to collect as many of them as possible to give back to girls who need them. And she was able to get more than 400 dolls in donations with her local children's hospital.
I think that they would feel better about themselves, maybe, or at least that's what I'm hoping, that they would see, oh, that's really cool, they're making a Barbie like me, so like, why should I be ashamed of myself if there's now toys like me?
Yeah, what a great message. The hospital is giving the dolls to orthotic and prosthetic patients. They also have plans to share them with patients at other facilities.
I like that. Crescent Township is already getting into the holiday spirit. The police department posted these photos to Facebook, and they tell us a woman stopped by a few times asking if police take donations for underprivileged kids in the area. Now, she doesn't live in Crescent, but her family does, and she went back to the police station yesterday with a whole sleigh full of toys.
Christmas starting early.
Yeah, well, the generosity, I love it. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes up tonight at 5.
You can get breaking news updates anytime on our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Enjoy it. Channel 11 News at 5, when you want news from where you live.
Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News now brings you the 7-day forecast on your screen all the time.
During all of our weather reports, you'll see the forecast for the next 7 days on your screen.
With nearly 70 years of forecasting Pittsburgh weather,
And that pattern's going to continue.
no one has more weather knowledge than Severe Weather Team 11.
Just in time for the morning
And
rush.
now you don't have to wait for the 7